I can confirm last night around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., that ICE arrested one of our corrections officer recruits. He was hired in February of last year and underwent a rigorous hiring process. In fact, the last 3 years, we've had 1,800, almost 1,900 applications, and we've only hired 138. So our hiring process is pretty rigorous. Every hire is legally required to be verified through an I-9. That's everybody within 3 days of hire. This corrections officer had an I-9 done on him, and his responses and paperwork were pretty straightforward. His I-9 suggested that he was able to work in this country until April of 2029. Actually, the county has taken one step further and hired an immigration attorney to periodically check these I-9s and make sure that we're doing it correctly. However, because of this guy's pretty straightforward I-9, he was not one that was checked. We've also let 3 people go because of their I-9 not meshing, and we did not hire him as a result of that. This officer applied for a job in November of 2024. His background process started in December of 2024 and was completed in December 17th, so about 2 weeks. This background included reference checks, criminal history checks, fingerprints, computer-generated databases, and the results of this individual's background revealed no disqualifying conduct or no disqualifying convictions. The next stage of the process is to fill out a 40-plus page pre-employment polygraph statement that asks things like, are you part of a gang? Have you had anything, do you drink? Do you use drugs? Do you steal? Have you had any sexual activities with juveniles? It covers just about everything, including whether or not they have monetary problems making their payments. It was followed up by a polygraph by a very qualified polygraphist. And again, there were no statements of disqualifying conduct or disqualifying activities or crimes that hadn't been detected. The individual who was arrested last night was in the academy last fall. And in November, specifically November 11th through the 13th, this individual left the academy and went to Texas for a hearing on his immigration status. He didn't let us know until after the fact, and we had some issues with it because we should have known. But as my staff brought it to my attention, it's like, are we really worried about the fact that this individual is trying to get his immigration papers in line so he can become a legal citizen? The book and the movie do not line up. What I heard from Tom Homan almost a year ago, that we're going to remove the criminals off the street. And I've been pretty vocal about the fact that ICE does have a job to do, and that is to get the criminals off the street. The people that, much like the people that commit crimes that look like us, we don't want in our neighborhoods. I was all set with that. But in this particular case, this is an individual that had permission to be working in the state of Maine. We vetted him. He took the extra step of risking his job to fly to Texas to take care of hearings. And for some reason, he was picked up last night. We've all seen the 3-minute video. And I've heard some people say, oh, it's hard to watch. What was hard is that there were 5 to 7 ICE agents there. In my world, my colleagues, we've arrested some dangerous people on the back roads of Cumberland County with 3 or less deputies. Yet, this was a show of force, a show of whatever they were trying to do with 7 people. What's even more disturbing is the comment made by the witness that videotaped this encounter, who said that in the 3 minutes they got out, they pulled a guy from the car, handcuffed him, put him in the car, they all took off, leaving his car with the windows down, the lights on, unsecure, and unoccupied. They left it right on the side of the street. Folks, that's Bush League policing. Again, in my world, you wait for a wrecker. You wait for somebody to come pick it up that the individual wants. Or you get permission to drive the vehicle into a public parking spot and you lock it up and you give the person their car keys. You don't leave their personal belongings unsecure along the streets of the city of Portland. It's not fair to the guy that owns the car. It's surely not fair to the Portland police. And it's what my understanding is going on. I'll end with this. We're being told one story, which is totally different than what's occurring or what occurred last night.